we're back. We are back. So I haven't figured out any kind of quick fix to the audio desync problem, but considering that things are still a lot better than they were, and I actually have the option of recording both the audio from myself and the audio from the game, I'm not complaining too much. If it gets too distracting, I don't know, we can do something else. So today, we are confronting Mercenary Tau. Funny thing about this fight, despite the fact that he has 4 times the health you do, maybe it's 3. Anyway, despite the fact that he has like 3 times the health you do, I actually thought that you were supposed to be able to win this fight, so you'll see me doing my best to actually win it. So that's what's going on here. Mercenary Tau, I think his name in the manga is Tau Pai Pai or something. Anyway, he's like the top assassin in the world or something, and this is kind of the point where Dragon Ball kind of divorces itself from anything even remotely resembling reality, because the idea that a small child could even eventually defeat the greatest assassin in the world is just absurd. But completely in keeping with the formula for most shonen action works. So you get to sample all the lovely voice clips, and hear that it sounds like to me that Goku's Japanese voice actor stuck around, and they didn't actually dub his lines any, but I'm pretty sure they did with most of the other people. I know that the Turtle Master Roshi or whatever, I know that his voice actor is different in the European and English translations of Dragon Ball Advance Adventure, because I thought that the Japanese one was actually really good, because I played, well, I don't know if I've played every localization of the game. I think I have. I think I've played the European, American, and Japanese versions of Dragon Ball Advance Adventure. And this is the point where I finally died. As you can see, Mercenary Tau was almost dead, and if I had been a little better. It's funny though, because you were supposed to lose this fight. I don't know if I've actually ever won it, but I came pretty close just then, so I'm thinking maybe I actually have gotten him down all the way. I would imagine that even when you get his health down all the way though, he probably doesn't die, because the game it's not set up for you to win. So Tau Pai Pai killed the tribal land leader guy who was protecting Korin's tower, who was Upa's father. He was like, I think he was contracted to either kill Goku or kill Upa's father, and I'm gonna say it was Goku, because I imagine Goku still had one of the Dragon Balls at this point, and I think Tau Pai Pai takes it away from him. This part right here, where they're just talking about Goku climbing the tower, it's just so dull. I mean, yeah, it's better than putting in an arbitrary minigame. You know, I'd sure hate to see an arbitrary minigame in here. That would just suck so hard. Foreshadowing, hint, hint. But anyway, they just tell you about Goku climbing the tower. They couldn't have shown it or anything, I don't know. Oh, we'll have to catch him 10 times? Really? So if we catch him 10 times, that proves that we are worthy of the water? Oh, well, I'm sure glad there are no arbitrary minigames. Actually, to be fair, this one's kind of fun. It plays out exactly like you'd expect, where Korin does all kinds of things to kind of trick you. What you have to do to beat this one is just to really master tapping jump and pressing the lunge button at the same time, or in a very quick sequence, so that you do kind of a short hop followed by a lunge. And as you'll see, there's really no other way to catch Korin other than combining jumping and grabbing in a very, very quick manner. All of the times that I do catch Korin, it's by using this method, so I think we can safely call it the best or the only way to catch Korin. So if you're having trouble with this minigame, just remember that some timing. Despite the fact that it goes that da-na-na-na-na-na music effect right there, that doesn't actually mean you're on a timer. It just means that you're getting close to finishing your catching Korin thing, which is, I imagine, what you'd expect. But considering that the timer thing, it's almost the exact same sound effect that plays in Super Mario World when you've got like less than a minute remaining to get to the end of a level. Sure glad that they wrote they wrote gulp, 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 because I would never have figured out that Goku was drinking the water otherwise. Yeah, and it turned out that the water of Korin was just regular water. Forget you, stupid cat. Yeah, Korin, why don't you have some flying lessons? I'll just toss you off the edge of the tower and pull that kind of crap with me. Anyway, meanwhile, in the land of Korin, miles away... Anyway, miles away vertically. So, Tao is being threatened by Upa. No, we can't show violence. This is Dragon Ball. We can't actually show any kind of violence to little children. Despite the fact that we are a little child and have been repeatedly savaged by bats from Castlevania and robots from Astro Boy. Okay, so this is the second fight. We have a whole other health gauge, as you'll notice. You will also notice something else. Since I didn't have to worry about commentary, I could just focus on the gameplay and show off my dominance of the fighting system in this game. I don't get scratched. Yeah, I don't get touched. I usually don't like to brag about how good I am at games, but I don't know if this has ever happened in one of the more major fights where the bosses are actually, the enemies are kind of a threat, and Tao Pai Pai kind of is a threat. He's not as tough as some of the later bosses. I mean, I'd be really impressed if I did this with the last boss, but I'm pretty proud of that. I didn't even get touched. He never broke my guard. Of course, it doesn't hurt that Goku's really good, but he's not the best character in the game, even in the fighting system. The limitation, of course, to the fighting system is just it's a little too simple. Once you've mastered like when you're supposed to do a counterattack, which is that move that makes you glow all blue, you're pretty much unstoppable. And so then the only way they can beat you is to send out computer allies or computer enemies that either do ridiculous amounts of damage to your shield when they hit you, or just have really good AI. So, yeah. When you do the air combo, if you hold up when you're tapping B, you'll get at least one extra hit in that way. But you can only get so many hits. You can't juggle them forever in the air. This is not Guilty Gear. After a certain point, your character will just automatically slam them into the ground. The goal is to prolong that as long as possible so that you get the most possible damage. And Tao Pai Pai is dead. That was quick. And my health bar is still completely full. Wish I had done this the first time, but his AI behavior was actually far weaker. He was not nearly as on top of things in the second fight, which is why I was able to do that. The savvy observer will notice that he teleported a lot less and didn't jump nearly as much and didn't charge attacks while I was on the ground, which is the time to charge them. He was just generally all-around crapper at the game, and that's why I was able to win so easily. We got the hand grenade, which means we can select him in the one-on-one fighting mode of the game, which is an optional little extra.